Well, today's a pretty cool day for me personally. Most YouTubers, this is kind of a nothing burger. They have plenty more, but for me, this is huge. April 23rd, 2023, just 2 years ago, I pressed record. I started talking to you, and I had no freaking clue what I was doing. But I just kind of wanted to express some of the challenges that I was facing, the opportunities that I had coming around. And I just wanted to talk and document some of those things. What's really interesting about telling your story and living in the day and age that you and I live in right now is we have the ability to basically cultivate, document, and keep all of the things that we do in some form that other people can watch or other people can see. I think it's a pretty big deal. So I pushed record and I did it for a number of reasons. And another one is to memorialize the lessons that I have, the lessons that I've portrayed onto my kids, so that maybe someday when I'm long gone, my grandkids can hop on to my YouTube channel and just see some of the lessons that I've put on there for other dads, maybe when they are fathers themselves, so they can see this is what grandpa was talking about. These are some of the lessons that he had. Don't you, or wouldn't you have wanted to know some of the key life lessons of your grandfather, of your great great grandfather, back when they were doing and going through the challenges and the things that we are facing and going through today? It's never before happened in a generational component like this. So to be able to have that opportunity, that was pretty important. And then the third reason I really started pushing record for all of you was, you know, I'm about 3, maybe 5 years ahead of you, Dad, of where you're at right now. I've got 3 kids, a 9, a 6, a 3-year-old girl who runs the world, runs the house. She's absolutely fantastic. And I've gone through a heck of a lot of challenges and opportunities and laughs and tears throughout those years with those kiddos that you might just be entering into right now. And the world is really lonely when it comes to being a father, to being someone who's trying to support his family, support his wife, and now you've got a kid or 2 or 3 that's coming into your world. You're trying to keep the finances moving. There's not many people that are giving you straight advice. There's not many resources out there, save for Google, that you can just go and try to find. So to be able to portray and give you some of, for better or worse, the lessons that I've learned, and having had the experience of being a firefighter, been in some very chaotic scenes, it's pretty cool to be able to take those lessons of managing very chaotic or actions and emergencies, and how we can kind of portray some of those lessons to fatherhood, how to make money, how to be a better husband, how to be more faithful as a Christian myself. And they're starting to really come into that. So, for better or worse, I can pass along some of those lessons and you can take what works for you. You can discard what doesn't. And this is a community for you and me and other dads like us to really sit down to commiserate, to have a tribe, and to move forward and do better things for our family. So 2 years ago, I started that with that intent. And today I passed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That is a profound accomplishment for me because up until about 3 weeks ago, I had about 240 subscribers. But I just kept persisting. And really the reason to do it was because I just wanted to resolve to post and talk to you one day a week. Every Thursday morning, I drop a new recording of something that's on my mind, whether it's just the challenge that I had with my kiddo, a challenge that I had with my wife, what I went through at church on Sunday. What am I doing from a financial perspective to increase and build wealth in my life? So I started just continuing to do it. The videos got 1 view, 2 views, 20 views max. And finally, I just stopped looking at the numbers and I just posted for all the reasons I just articulated to you, right? I just wanted to record my thoughts, memorialize those lessons, whether anybody watches or not. Maybe my grandkids someday will. And then to help you, should you decide to watch, and even if it's just you and maybe 1 or 2 other guys, if you got something out of it, fantastic. So I tried everything though. Throughout those 2 years, I did productivity videos, I did meditation videos, did lots of shorts, talking about my family, talking about cooking, a lot of the things that are happening around, did a lot of vlogs. Nothing really popped. And I just resolved to keep going. But what was kind of interesting is I started to get messages, even with such a small following, from podcast bookers and agents, basically saying, "Hey, we see you have this YouTube channel and this podcast. Would you be willing to talk with this person about this thing?" And originally I thought, well, this is total crap. Nobody be reaching out to me. I don't have any clout in this industry whatsoever. But I kind of just, took a step forward, took a leap, and said, all right, yes, let's do this. So I got my cell phone, I got it all janky and set up right here. And then I basically just filmed, kind of a Zoom style interview with my first podcast. And we had such a fantastic conversation, but it was kind of a wreck. And I started to listening to podcasts, right? So there's so many people out there. Diary of a CEO, Tucker Carlson, his fantastic interview. There's so many great people out there that this is what they do. They interview people. So I was starting to listen to that, learn a little bit more. And then more people would come into the orbit, into the ecosystem. And then I would ask when I finished with a person that I was speaking to, hey, anybody you'd recommend? It takes a lot of gusto. It takes a lot of guts to say, okay, I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to set the time aside to have a podcast interview and learn what this person has to impart on you as a dad. And whatever small pieces you can take from it, you can learn and you can move forward and move on with your day. So that really started to spiral. I've got lots of great discussions that we've had moving forward. And it pushed me to reach out to colleagues that I hadn't talked to in years, mentors in the fire service that were long gone, but had always stuck with me. And as uncomfortable as it is, I'm in a city for lunch. I'm in Carmel, California. I reach out to Anthony Castros and I say, hey, can we have lunch? And would you mind sitting down with me at my hotel with the golf course in the background? Let's have a discussion about your life. It takes a lot of work, but it was worth it. And those didn't get many views either. But finally, like I said, last 3 weeks, things have kind of popped. And as I said, 1,000 YouTube subscribers. It's not many in the world of YouTube, right? There are so many people with millions of subscribers. I don't really look at it that way, though. Would you, if you had the opportunity to tell your story, to impart your knowledge, the wisdom that you, Dad, that you have for the people that are 4 or 5 years behind you, if 1,000 people jumped into an auditorium on Thursday morning and said, give me all you got, I will give you 20 minutes of your time and I will watch this, would you do it? Absolutely. It's 1,000 people. That's a lot of people that are subscribed who might get some good information out of this. So if even 5 or 10 people learn and gain knowledge like you and I do out of one video, 1,000 subscribers is fantastic. I take that as an absolute win, and I am truly honored for each and every single one of you that has subscribed to that and continue to follow on this journey. It brings up a couple lessons, at least from my journey over the last 2 years, that for what it's worth, I'd love to talk with you about this journey of YouTube, about what maybe you can do if you're feeling an itch. Some lessons that I've learned in those 2 years. And the first lesson, most important, you have knowledge to share. There is something that you have been doing for the last 3, 5, 10 years that not many other dads, not many other people have knowledge of. You have more knowledge over this specific thing than 99.99% of the population. You can talk about that. You can pass that knowledge along. You can press record with just a cell phone and maybe just a window that's backlighting you and just tell your story so that other people like me can benefit from what you have to say. Not many people are going to care, especially at first. Your wife will definitely not care. She's way too busy helping out, dealing with the kids around the family. I've kind of learned to only share the really good things that come out of that, like my 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Last night I told her about that, but your wife's not going to care. Your kids will think it's cool for what it's worth. Your close friends, I bug my close friends about this quite a bit and they don't really care either. But you care. You're watching right now and you're very interested in moving forward and telling your story. And I truly encourage you to do so. And that brings me to another lesson. Keep pursuing whatever it is that you're doing. If you've got an itch to do more than what you're doing right now, just take one small step forward. Push to get a little bit out of your comfort zone, learn that one thing, and then pass that on to the others. And the more you push, the more you move out of your comfort zone, the more you will be able to expand and widen that aperture. And the cool thing is, the more people will start to just kind of fall into your orbit. And then you got to take the chance to notice that, bring them into your orbit, and then collaborate and move farther and faster and more. Just the act of putting in the work, it just brings those opportunities into your life. So really push that forward. So I guess that's really what it comes down to, right? If you feel driven, if you want to build something more in your life, take the chance. Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's just doing a podcast, whether it's just doing more around your community, take the chance, get out of your comfort zone and move forward and enjoy the ride. And I think that's the best part about this whole thing is the ride is really the most fun part. I'm not monetized yet. That'd be cool someday. But the ride for the past 2 years has been absolutely fantastic. And the opportunities that are starting to trickle in are becoming fairly profound. More on that in the future, but this is just the beginning. It's taken some time. Bottom line, Dad, thank you for watching this video. If you're not a subscriber, hey, maybe hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Keep pushing, and I'll see you next week.